Have you ever felt like you're chasing something? A dream, a goal, a purpose? You're running and running, but at the end of the day, there's still this strange, quiet emptiness inside. You might have everything society tells you to want: success, respect, a comfortable life. And yet, something just feels missing. If you've ever felt that way, even for a moment, then this story is for you, and I encourage you to stay until the end, because the lesson it holds might just be the key to finding the true happiness you've been looking for. Once, in a peaceful village nestled between green hills and a river that sparkled like glass, there lived a young man named Daniel. To everyone in the village, Daniel was the man to admire. He was strong, brave, and his determination was unshakable. Whenever a problem seemed too big to solve, Daniel was always the first to step forward, ready to face any challenge. But what no one knew was that behind his courageous smile, Daniel carried a quiet sadness in his heart. Even after achieving so much, the respect of his peers, the comforts of a good life, and success in his endeavors, he felt like something was missing. From the outside, his life looked perfect. But deep inside, he felt incomplete, as if a part of his soul was still searching for something he couldn't even name. One day, tired of living with this persistent emptiness, Daniel decided he had to find an answer. He had heard whispers of an old wise man named Eli, who lived in a small wooden hut near the edge of the forest. People said that Eli's words could open the eyes of the soul, that a single conversation with him could change the way a person saw life forever. So, one early morning, as the sun began to paint the sky, Daniel packed a small bag and set off to find Eli. When he finally reached the hut, he found the old man sitting calmly outside, his eyes filled with a deep sense of peace and kindness. Daniel approached him respectfully and said softly, "Grandpa Eli, I need your help. I've worked hard my entire life. I've achieved everything I ever dreamed of, but I still feel empty. Please tell me, how can I find true happiness?" Eli looked at Daniel for a long moment, a gentle smile spreading across his face. "I will help you," he said, his voice calm and reassuring. "But first, I want you to do something for me." He pointed toward an old, weathered wooden bucket sitting beside him. "Take this bucket," he instructed. "Go to the river every day for 7 days. Fill it with water and pour it into my well." Then, with a small, knowing grin, he added, "But you must remember, this bucket has cracks in it." Daniel looked down at the bucket and saw that it was indeed full of cracks, big and small. "But Grandpa," he said confused, "most of the water will leak out before I even reach the well." Eli simply nodded, his calm expression unchanged. "Do it anyway," he replied gently, "and come back to me after 7 days." Though he was skeptical, Daniel agreed. He began the task the very next day. Each morning, under the hot sun, he carried the cracked bucket down the dusty path to the river, filled it to the brim, and began the long walk back to Eli's well. And just as he had predicted, every single time, by the time he reached the hut, most of the water had leaked out, leaving only a small amount at the bottom. He felt frustrated, even a little foolish, but he had given his word, so he didn't quit. For 7 long days, he walked that same path, pouring whatever little water was left into the well. On the 7th day, Daniel returned to Eli, exhausted and defeated. "Grandpa," he said, his voice heavy with disappointment, "I've failed. I couldn't fill your well. The water leaked out every single time." Eli smiled, a warm and gentle expression on his face. "You did not fail, Daniel. You did exactly what I wanted. Now, turn around and look at the path you walked every day." Daniel turned, and his eyes widened in absolute surprise. The once dry, dusty path was now transformed. All along the trail, fresh green grass had sprouted, and vibrant wildflowers were blooming in a riot of color. The entire trail looked alive, a ribbon of beauty winding its way to the river. How did this happen?" he asked, his voice filled with disbelief. Eli spoke softly, his words carrying the weight of a profound truth. The water that leaked through the cracks gave life to this path. The drops you thought were wasted, the efforts you thought were futile, were actually nurturing something beautiful all along. He looked directly into Daniel's eyes and said, "You see, we are all like that cracked bucket. We all have flaws, imperfections, and weaknesses, but that doesn't make us useless or broken. Just because you don't see the results of your efforts right away doesn't mean they are meaningless." True happiness, Eli continued, doesn't come from finally reaching the destination with a full bucket. It comes from understanding the beauty of the journey itself. Every step you take, every drop of effort you give, every moment of kindness you offer along the way leaves behind something beautiful, even if you can't see it at first. In that moment, Daniel felt something shift deep inside him. It was like a light had been switched on in a dark room. He realized that even if he didn't have everything he thought he wanted, his journey, his efforts, his struggles, his very being, was creating value, healing others, and spreading beauty in ways he had never seen. That night, for the first time in years, Daniel slept with a profound sense of peace in his heart. When Daniel returned to his village, he was a changed man. He was no longer searching for happiness anymore, because he was living it. He had learned that happiness isn't some prize you find at the end of a long, hard road. It's something you create with every single step you take. And that, my friends, is the truth that so many of us forget. We keep waiting for that perfect moment, that one big success, that final destination, thinking that then we'll finally be happy. But happiness doesn't live there. It lives right here, in this moment. It lives in the small, consistent efforts we make every day, in the love we share with others, and in the good we leave behind on our path. So please, remember this. Your cracks, your flaws, your imperfections, they don't make you weak. They make you human. And it is through those very cracks that you let your light shine and give life to the world around you. If this story touched your heart, please take a moment to like this video and share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more stories that inspire and uplift. Until next time, be kind, be grateful, and keep walking your path, one beautiful step at a time.